Hey, hey everybody. Hi Lola.
Say
Lola's
hi.
a happy little puppy. Hi Eric.
Eric says hi. He promises not to mess with Lola again.
Oh, mess
That
with Lola. It's okay.
when we hung up from the last recording, Eric's been pacing the room quite a bit,
Uh-huh.
and it was interesting. Eric was standing at the door, and then he walked around behind the camera again, I guess, so you could call again. And Lola was following him. It was really cool.
Oh, cool. Lola sees dead people.
I don't know. It's just those small things like that. Just kind of. I don't feel like that was a coincidence. There's nothing in my room that would catch your eye like that.
Yeah.
Him to move in the same pattern is, I don't know. Those things kind of make me feel normal again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but close to it. But Bella, she always barks at thin air, just barks at the stairwell, empty stairwell and things like that. So I know she sees somebody, maybe Eric. All right,
Isn't
we
it
are
crazy?
going to talk about NDEs, near-death experiences. Maybe some of you viewers have experienced this, but can you tell us everything you know and then some about NDEs?
He said, yeah. That's when you die. He takes like this imaginary pair of scissors, which looks like his hands, cuts the cord, so you're energetically separated from the body. The body is legally dead, has no life left in it, and you take off. You get to cross into other dimensional planes. You're hanging out. You're ready for this death. Bring it on. And then it's acknowledged that, wait, you have an opportunity to go back. Your body doesn't have to stay dead. It can survive. That's a big key. Your body has to be able to survive what happened.
Yes.
And then he said on different belief systems of that person, right? So whatever you believe in is what you're going to follow. And so some say they go through a tunnel of light. Some say they stood next to the body. Some people don't remember anything. It was like a dream state. They woke up somebody else. So they're all different, and they should be, because it's all based on what your memory was or what your description of death was in your head. Does that make sense? Because you
Yeah.
play that shit out. You're still carrying human vibration and crap as you're going through other dimensional planes, and he goes, you can kind of think of that it wears off, as you stay in the other dimensional planes. So you have an opportunity to go back. You go back. Sometimes people don't remember exactly what happened. They just have a different outlook on life, because when you are already living your life and you have an opportunity to go back home, which a lot of people call heaven or the beyond or afterlife, when you have that opportunity and you come back to being a human, that kick in the head of amnesia shit, that doesn't happen to you again. That happens kind of when you're crammed into a tiny little body and you're coming back to life.
What do you mean, just to explain to the viewers, what do you mean the amnesia does not kick in again?
When you're born or incarnated into this life, the majority of souls who come to Earth choose not to remember where they came from so that they could replicate a life of discovery, newness, and learning. When you choose not to have amnesia, to whatever degree, you feel as if you are not learning, but you're remembering something. That there really is nothing new, but there is tons of excitement and love and joy. And so when you have a near-death experience and you come back from it, you don't get that kick of amnesia of that experience you just had. And that's why so many, 99.9% of people who come back to life have these changed perspectives.
Okay. And almost always positive.
Always positive. He goes, shit. Do you want to say that?
Come
Okay, let's say
on.
it like this. He goes, shit, life here is so much sweeter and better than the one on Earth.
But you don't regret your human lives.
Absolutely not.
No. A lot of spirits live for becoming, experiencing the life as a human. So,
Absolutely. And
okay.
that's the purpose. There's so much that happens on Earth that can't even happen here where I am. And that's why it's so valuable.
Well, I mean, you say the cord is cut. What's the difference between true death and a near-death experience? On a cellular level, on a body level, energetic level, whatever. Whatever you can give me, I'll be happy with.
Okay, so complete death is cord is cut, and
Is there an actual cord, like the silver cord they talk about?
It's not like that, but I think that's a really good image.
Okay, it's an image. Well, what is it attaching it?
You can think of it like a dingleberry.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
I haven't heard that word in forever.
Me neither, and I wish I had not now.
Sorry. Erik, who knows why things crack me up like that? That is so, like, wrong for you to put that together. But
I know.
it's like that because it's not... God, we can't do this. It's not like it's cut with scissors. It's this certain kind of separation, and it pulls away from every... He's showing me, like, little cells that have receptors that kind of hold the soul's energy in it.
Okay.
They look like baby little tridents, little hair-like. It's really cool looking in my head. I don't know how to... Really hair-like tridents that hook and feed into the energy of the soul, the energetic body. And when there's a physical damage, these things retract, remove, and so it loosens and it severs the energetic body from that. What happens with absolute death is these kinds of connections don't come back. They pull in and they stay removed. So no matter how many times you slam your soul back into your body, it's not going to connect. It's not going to grab. Okay, he wants to leave you with a better image
Than a dingleberry.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. That image is in my mind the rest of the day. There's nothing you can do about it. But we can try.
Avatar. Oh, the movie. Avatar.
Okay.
He goes, remember when the blue guys get on the horse and they have a tail and they connect it to the horse and all the finger-like...
Vaguely, yeah.
Right, and they connect and then they can communicate as if they're one.
Oh, I see, yeah.
That's maybe a more colorful, better image.
Well, it depends on how colorful a dingleberry can be. But, okay, that's interesting. Now, let's see, what about just an out-of-body experience? How is that different?
You guys are on the same page. It's pretty cool.
All right.
He was
He's
like,
reading
what about
my
those?
notes.
What about the, probably.
Yeah, I swear to God.
He said, what about those that leave their body, cross over, like to other dimensions, and then come back? Because outer body experiences, they can happen in two different ways. We should label them in two different ways. One is where you leave your body, but energetically you're still communicating to it. Okay. Right? You can come up with that silver cord image if you need to.
Well, the tridents are still hooked in.
Yeah, it's still available. It's still hooked somehow.
Okay.
And he says, but you're out of your body, but you're still in the third dimensional plane. So, like, you can go over to Italy, or you can go over, I don't know, to Korea and see where their submarines are in the ocean. He said, you can do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But then there's that where you have an astral body experience, but you cross over many more dimensional planes, and you kind of go into the beyond, what we call, dying. Mm-hmm. And you now have the availability to be in those dimensional planes. And that's kind of different than just he says, what I would call a regular outer body experience, because you're having a death experience without trauma. Without physical trauma, you're having a death experience.
Can people do that without having a near-death experience?
Yeah, that happens a lot with deep meditation, sometimes transcendental meditation, sometimes in your dream state it happens. And you come back and you kind of get all fucked up because you realize the life that you're living really isn't the one that you want to be living.
Oh, God, I can imagine. Well, I thought maybe it would be like you project your consciousness to Venice or whatever. But it's not that.
You can actually take your whole energetic body and go over there.
Wow. Is that easy to learn how to do? Because I could save on some frequent flyer miles, man.
That's awesome.
On some ticket costs. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Travel as a family of souls, we can cut to the front of every line because nobody sees us. And, oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Ride the rides.
Ride the rides.
Laps.
There we go.
He said, it is easy if you find that you have a mind who who doesn't need to, say it another way then. If you can change your perspective easily, then yes, astral projection, going to be easy for you.
Okay. You had to be able to meditate really well, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's the way that you're looking at it. Because it's not so much about logical understanding and following a process, but it's the belief in that it can happen. And then finding the way that it works with your body. Because a lot of times we see it in cars, like, you know, kids in the back seat that are like all rocked to sleep and vibrated and shooken, and they just kind of like come out. Poof! They leave their bodies.
Wow.
You try those chi machines. You know, you slide your ankles. You slide your ankles into the machine and it shakes the ankles and it shakes the whole body. He says that will help you get out of your body.
Chi machine. Interesting. I have to look that up.
CHI. Yes.
I'll check it out, man. That's awesome. Probably don't sell it at Walmart, so.
No,
If
but
you
you
can't get it at Walmart, you don't need it. What about some NDEs, some near-death experiences? Are they planned, like a part of a spiritual contract? Like, look, this is going to be a crap life. I want to, when I'm 45, do this, have a near-death experience so I can come back, or whatever.
Yes. Yes. The traumatic near-death experiences are often, more so than not, designed and planned to be within your life so that you have two options: to die, get the hell out of there, don't return, or to return and have a life without amnesia, to have that life of knowing that there's something greater that exists beyond you, or maybe even just to live the life without the fear of death anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Now, I've heard one story, or maybe a couple of them, where somebody has a near-death experience and they come back and they speak a completely different language. And one lady sued the doctors because all of a sudden she's speaking a different language and they thought they did something to her.
No way.
Yeah. So what's that all about? How does that happen? Is it a walk-in? Is it a completely different soul coming in? Or did they just take a real quick Rosetta Stone crash course in heaven or what?
Rosetta Stone in heaven.
Yeah.
It can be a walk-in. It can also be that without their amnesia, they have connection to their other incarnations. And most likely, your incarnations are not all in the same language or the same country.
Oh, sure.
You tend to spread the wealth a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it could be that you end up with a special connection to another incarnation of yourself, and then boom, memories of living in another time, being in another place, all show up like it was yesterday.
That's something. And some people come back saying that they're much more intuitive. I guess some of them, just in general, intuitive. Some people are probably intuitive in that they can channel. Is that true?
Because the amnesia's gone.
Because the amnesia's gone, and that's what makes them, wow, that's really cool.
So when your amnesia's gone, you have a completely different perspective on what's possible and what's impossible, and how energy, how the self really connects. It's not just through touch. This isn't the only way we connect to our environment, to other people. We do it with our energetic field. We do it with our thoughts, with our emotions. And people who have NDEs tend to comprehend that more than just the average Joe and Jane.
Okay, interesting. Children, of course, experience NDEs, but they don't have any belief structure in place about what happens after they die. Like, they don't know probably about the white tunnel or whatever. I actually had a near-death experience when I was like 6 months old. I overdosed on nose drops. But I don't remember anything because I was so little. So I do want to ask, why did I go through that?
Wow. He says, Mom, you know what? You can remember if you want to. You can do hypnosis and
bring the
conscious memory back if you would like. He goes, it was a pretty cool experience. You're not going to find any demons or anything wrapped up in there. But if you came back and you held those memories and believed in it, it would kind of throw off your whole human plan, which is to be raised by non-believers and not have a belief system, and then have this whole experience after I passed away of finding things that were missing before. So it would really change the scale of everything.
Was I given the choice? Did I have that experience to be given the choice? Do I really want to stick with this abusive family
Yes.
and so I decided stupidly to stay. But then you wouldn't be here, Erik.
A lot of us wouldn't be here, Mom. Look at everybody watching the videos as well, not just your children or your husband. It's everybody else's experience.
That's true.
Good choice.
So, thank you. So, anyway, the last question, what about kids? They don't have the belief structure, so what is their NDE experience going to be like?
Their NDE experience is going to be mostly with, because I guess we could compare it to a dream state. You turn off the lights, you turn on the lights, you're somewhere else.
Okay.
But that's all that really needs to happen. Their loved ones usually show up from ancestral lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the grandmother that died before they were even born, that they knew each other before they came into the life, and is like, hey, here I am again, nice to see you again. I'm going to hold your hand, but you don't need to be here. We're going to wait for this to happen, and then we're going to help you back in. It's mostly a family connection, because when they do come back to life, if they are old enough to communicate and talk, then the messages that they're going to deliver is about who they were with, not where they were,
right,
but who they were with. And that's what's going to get the chain reaction rolling, because mother and father will say, well, there's no way in hell they ever knew Grandpa, but child's describing Grandpa to a T, even down to his favorite hat and what he smoked and what he smelled like, and he means a pipe. I thought he meant the other thing. That's just him. Anyways, and he says that's what would help that child's environment support that they did indeed go somewhere special, because some amount of proof or show and tell whom they experienced it with. But most commonly, it's not going to be about, God came down, or Jesus, or a mermaid got me, or, well, it kind of takes the mermaid one back, but because the mermaid is part of a religious belief system, because religious belief systems aren't really installed innately into a child. They kind of are learned around, 5, 6, 7, and then they're adopted into that belief system. So anything that their imagination can create is probably what they'll come up with.
Okay. Very good. This has been awesome. Anything else on NDEs? NDEs?
He says, no, but I highly recommend learning how to astral project.
Oh, gosh, I had to look up one of those chi machines. That's my only hope. That's it. My mind is just so full of monkeys. I cannot. I'll be thinking, trying to meditate, and I'm thinking, did I leave the iron on? The kids need to unload the dishwasher. Oh, things like that. So
Erik says a bottle of wine and a chi machine.
There we go. I'm out of there, man. And a suitcase in another hand. All right. I could just get a mental image. Okay.
Really funny.
Bye, guys. Don't forget to stick around for what comes right next. So don't hang up. Don't close your computer. Check out Jamie's site and other little messages I have, little love notes I have for you.
Aw, Erik says, love you, thank you, prank you later.
Okay. Love you, Erik.
He said, love you, Mom.
Bye, Jamie. Love you.
Bye, I love you too. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.